All right, baby. We got different forms of a parabola today. We've been doing a lot of stuff in standard form, which this is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. There's also vertex form of a parabola because you can just look at this guy and tell me exactly what the vertex is always at h comma k. Guys, it's actually your purple note card thing. This hk thing is like where that guy's been translated from. So here's what we got. They're going to give us an equation of a parabola. You can see it's a parabola due to the fact that you got an x squared in there, and that's the biggest exponent you got. But this guy's in standard form. They want us to write it in vertex form. Well, dude, there's a lot of ways to do this. Here's the easiest way. You need to know three main ingredients. You need to know the a value, you need to know the h value, and you need to know the k value. You need to know those three guys. Well, here's how we could find them. First, I like to show work like this. I want you to do the same thing. We need the a value of this. Well, dude, we can steal this from standard form because the a value is literally this number right here in front of x squared. So thank you. I have found 1/3 of my ingredients for free. That's a freebie. The next thing I need to know is the h value, which that is actually the x value of the vertex. And we found that last time when you've got a guy in standard form, the x value of the vertex is the opposite of b over 2 times a. So I actually write this out, h equals opposite of b over 2 times a. Then I'll do my little scratch work right here. Opposite of b is 12, 2 times a is 4, and I clean that up, and the h value is 3. And now to find that k value, that's what a lot of people have questions on. It's like, how do you find the k value? Well, see, you just found the x value of the vertex. You have an x value. We're going to take this number right here, maybe even draw yourself an arrow so when you look back, and we're going to substitute him in to the original guy using our calculator. So let's quit out of this. Use parentheses where x is, so I got 2 times. I'm going to put a parentheses, 3. Don't forget that that's getting squared minus 12, use parentheses, times 3 plus 19. Do you see how where there was an x, I literally put 3 because that's the x value of the vertex, and this will tell me what y equals. Y equals 1. Well, y is the y value of that vertex, which as a fancy name is k. So I now take these 3 nuggets, meow, 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 and put them into this formula. Y equals a is 2. I've got the quantity of x minus h is 3. That has to get squared plus 1. Boom. This parabola and this parabola are the same thing. This is in standard form. This is in vertex. Just to prove my point, I went ahead and put both of these guys in my graphing calculator. I'm going to make it large and in charge so you can see it. That's what they gave me. This is what we wrote. Now I'm going to hit zoom 6, and we'll see that they're the same thing. There's the first one in blue. There's the second one in red. Bada bing. They went right on top of each other. They are the same thing. This is standard form. This is vertex form. What I like about vertex form is you can look directly at it and see what the vertex is. The vertex is always at h comma k. Remember, this is opposite game because of that stupid minus in there. It's just like step 2 on your purple note card. So that's kind of neat. Here's what they say. Write each equation in vertex form, then graph this guy. Well, the graphing part can be done without writing it in vertex form. We've got a graphing calculator, but we're going to do all the work pretending that we don't have a graphing calculator, sort of. So let's just do this. Let's write this guy in vertex form. Here's what we need. 3 ingredients, A, H, and K. Please show work just like this. How did we find A again? We stole it. We stole it right here. This is the A value. This is the B value. This is the C value. We're stealing A. A is 1. H is the fancy way of saying, bro, that's the x value of the vertex. Well, when you have a standard form parabola, you can find the x value of the vertex with opposite of B over 2 times A. So that would be 8 over 2, which is 4. And then to find the y value of the vertex, which has the name of k, to find the y value, we're going to put an x value into our calculator. So let me shrinky-dink this up, quit out of it, and let's go back here. I'm going to do, wherever there's an x, I'm putting this guy in parentheses, 1 squared minus 8 times 1 plus 6. And I punch that in, I get myself a negative 1. So I have that guy in vertex form. It'll be y equals a, which is 1, times the quantity of x minus 4 squared minus 1. Where's the vertex? Boom, boom, 4 and negative 1. Now, here's what we'll do. We're going to graph this guy just to kind of see what's going on here. And when we graph a parabola, here's how we'll roll with it. I like to put a little asterisk here. And on the asterisk, we're going to put the vertex, 4, negative 1. So here's x, here's y. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to punch both of these guys in my calculator just to double check that I got them right. So I did kind of do that off screen, so I'm not trying to waste your guys' time. So I'm going to zoom 6 this dude and just double check that I did my math right. Oh, I did not do something right here. Let's see what happened. Well, I found my mistake. You know, it just goes to show that we all make mistakes. I'm glad that I checked myself. Here's what I did. When I went back and substituted stuff in, I was supposed to put negative 4 in, excuse me, positive 4 in for x, and I put 1 in for this guy, so that's my bad. I've got to put 4 in for this, so I want to do 4 squared, and then minus 8 times 4 plus 6. If you saw that a second ago, good for you. I am sorry, I made a mistake, but hey, we are all human. There we go. The x value of the vertex is negative 10. That's going to be a whole lot better. So if I go fix that in my graphing calculator, that would just fix this dude down here. And now I'll bet you they show up to be right on top of each other. So that just goes to show that if you graph both of them, you'll be able to see if you made any mistakes or not. So that was nice. So cool, 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 cool. Now I'll fix this. So all right, the vertex is at 4, negative 10. So cool. Okay, now what we want to do is graph this guy. Well, that's why I put him in my calculator in the first place, is because I want to use the table of values. It's been a while since we used a table of values. Right above the graph button, it says table. Hit second table. And what we're going to do is we're going to go center ourselves around that vertex. So I'm going to kind of scroll up here a little bit to where, remember the vertex was at 4, negative 10. So I guess I want to move down, not up. But I want to get 4, negative 10 kind of like right in the middle of my table. And you see, both sets should be the same because they're the same parabola both times. So what we'll do is we'll put 3 points on this side, 3, 2, 1, and x values on this side, 5, 6, 7, and then we will just copy them from this guy over here. So it went negative 9, negative 6, negative 1. Negative 9, negative 6, negative 1. And there is symmetry on both sides of this guy. So you'll see if we look on the other part of this, it went the same way, negative 9, negative 6, negative 1. All parabolas have symmetry around the vertex. So how do I graph this? I like to start by graphing the vertex first, 4, negative 10. So ba-ba-boom. And then I just start plotting the other points, 5, negative 9. So that'd be meow. 6, negative 6. And 7, negative 1. And I go plot those other points. It's 1, negative 1. And then I just kind of freehand it together to make this parabola. So talking about symmetry, that's what the next question is all about. They say, dude, where is the axis of symmetry? The axis of symmetry, I'm going to use blue, is this vertical line right here that goes right through the vertex. If I could draw that a little bit better. Right there, isn't everything on the left side of the vertex exactly symmetrical to everything on the right side? Well, the axis of symmetry is a vertical line. It'll be x equals whatever the heck that x value of the vertex is, that is 4. This blue line right here has the equation x equals 4. Please use your straight edge to draw that. If you don't have a ruler, you could use like an ID card or something like that, but we'll draw in that axis of symmetry with a straight edge. And they just want to know what's the direction of the opening. Dude, that thing opens up. It doesn't matter. I could tell that from here it opens up because the a value is positive. I could tell it from here, if I get this out of the way, that it opens up because the a value is positive. That's back to that purple note card stuff again right there. So, yeah. I made a mistake on this one, but that was cool. I fixed it because I graphed both guys, standard form and vertex form. So let's do that again. Here's the parabola in standard form. Hey, can you tell me right now which way it opens? Yep, this guy's going to open down because that a value is negative. We need to write them in vertex form, though, so we're going to do A, H, and K. And how did we get A? Stole it. Steal it right here. H It's the x value of the vertex. Well, when they give me a parabola in in standard form, I use this, opposite of b over 2 times a. So opposite of b is negative 16. 2 times a is a negative 8. And you guys know what a negative divided by a negative. It is a positive. Now, let's actually punch the correct number into the calculator. Let me make this small again so we can see what we're doing. We're going to put 2 in for x. So negative 4, then your parenthesis, and we're putting 2 in for x, baby. That's got to get squared, plus 16 times 2 minus 11. Enter. And I get myself a 5 back. I hope you got the same thing. Let's write our equation in vertex form, then we'll graph both of them to see if we did it right. Y equals, a value is negative 4, x minus 2, remember it's that weird opposite game, squared. This could be a reason that your graph is wrong also because you forget this little squared guy right here, plus 5. So remember, opposite game right here, what you see is what you get. Now let's punch them both in and graph them. I'm going to pause to do that. Why don't you do that as well and then check with me. As always, once you get her punched in, like double check that you typed them in right. I'm going to hit zoom 6 to graph it on the standard window. And yep, they landed right on top of each other. So that is awesome that I did my algebra right. So where's the vertex? Boom, boom, 2, 5, h comma k. Axis of symmetry, we'll get him. It's going to be the vertical line that goes through the vertex, but we're going to graph this guy first. 2, 5 is the vertex. Please put that asterisk right there. And then we'll pick 3 numbers bigger, 3, 4, 5, 3 numbers smaller, 1, 0, negative 1. We will go to Mr. Calculator that's got these typed in already and do second table and go find our vertex, which is at 2, 5, and we should be symmetrical around that. So here's 2, 5. Yep, we're nice and symmetrical. So it goes 1, negative 11, negative 31. 1, negative 11, negative 31. 1, negative 11, negative 31. Now, we obviously can't plot all of these points on here, but that's okay. We're going to just graph the vertex, 2, 5, meow, 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 and 3, 1. So 3, 1. And then 4, negative 11. I am going to plot him, even though he does go off the grid. And that's just, there's only 1 away, so we'll be pretty good there. But I definitely can't get those negative 31s. This dude totally opens down, just like we thought he was going to. And we'll draw in that axis of symmetry, which is this vertical line right here that goes right through the vertex. Everything on the left side of the parabola is exactly the same as everything on the right side. This is the vertical line x equals 2, because that's what the x value of the vertex is. So you can't just put 2 in this blank. You got to put x equals 2 on that guy. So that was just graphing a couple of those. We did a little AH and K. They gave me the dude in standard form. We wrote him in vertex form. Now let's see how these are different. See, they didn't give me the equation of this guy. They gave me the graph of it, which has 2 special points on it. The vertex and this plain Jane point. Well, check it out. If we want to write the equation in vertex form, right, there are 5 different variables in vertex form. There's a y, there's an a, there's an x, there's an h, there's a k. Here's things that we know. We already know the vertex. Look at it. It's right here. And would you believe the vertex is HK? I would like you to put those 2 letters above it. That is the vertex HK. And this guy over here, he's just a plain Jane point, and you know as well as I do that plain Jane points are just x, y. Why is this one HK? Because he's special. He's the vertex. And all we have to do is see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. We know x, we know y, we know h, we know k. The thing we don't know is a. I could guess that you know that this a value is negative because this parabola opens down, but it might be something special, so we've got to do some algebra to find it. How? We'll sub all 4 of these homeboys into this equation. Here's a y. We know y is negative 2. A, I don't know him, so I'm going to write an a. X, negative 1. H is 3, so we got minus, right? See the minus. Then I got to just put 3 in there, quantity squared, plus k, which is a plus 2. So I just took these 4 bad boys, subbed them in right here. Now it's cleanup time. Following the order of operations, I have to do what's in parentheses first. So That is a negative 4. Negative 1 take away 3 is a negative 4. It is getting squared though, right? So I'm going to just write everybody down so far. I got negative 4 squared, which is a positive 16. And you know what? It has to be times a. So I don't want you to write a16. That just doesn't look right. We don't say a16. It's 16 times a, which we write as 16a. And then this plus 2 came down for the ride. So are you cool with where this 16 came from? Negative 1 minus 3 is negative 4. Squared is 16 times a. Then I just want to try to solve for a, so it's old school algebra, baby. I got to get this dude all by himself on one side of the equal sign. Well, there's this plus 2 hanging out, so I'm going to subtract 2. And that's what I got. And then I will divide by 16, so I get negative 4 divided by 16, which that can definitely reduce. If you're not sure what it reduces to, negative 4 divided by 16, punch that guy in your calculator and hit math, enter, enter to change him into a fraction, and that's a negative 1/4. Just like we thought from the beginning, that a value is negative because, dude, the parabola opens down. But we're still not quite done. A lot of people think we're done. We have found a. You need 3 ingredients to write this guy in vertex form. We need a, which we just found. You need h, and you need k. Well, bro, we've got them now because h and k are right here. So here's our final answer. Y equals a, negative 1/4, times the quantity of x minus, what the heck is h, 3 squared plus k, which is a 2. So we will box this bad boy. I needed to know a, h, and k. I had 2 of them. I didn't have a involved, right? So we'll do that again on this guy. They say, what is the equation of this function in vertex form? I need a, h, and k to be able to do that. Well, right here is the vertex, so here's an h, here's a k. I would like you to put those. They should give you a random point also. That's an x and a y. And then we're just going to sub those in so we can find our a value. So y is 13. A, I don't know him. My bad. Then I got to put a number in for x. X is negative 4. H is a negative 1, so I have minus the negative 1, so it's plus or. Remember, that always turns out to be opposite game when you put them in. Don't forget that little guy's got to get squared. Then minus 2. Then let's clean up. So 13 comes down, equals comes down. I'm going to do what's in here first. That's a negative 3. Negative 3 squared is a positive 9, and there is a times a with him. Minus 2. Then a equals, I got to add this 2 over. This is my bad, 9a. I got to add this 2 over and get me a 15. And then I will divide and get 15 over 9. If you do not know what that reduces to, do a little 15 divided by 9 and do a little math, enter, enter, and that will give you a big old 5/3. So a equals 5/3. Then we go back and write our final answer. Y equals a times the quantity of x minus h, which is a minus 1, minus 2. This is this parabola's equation in vertex form. So same thing on these guys, except they don't give me a graph, right? They just straight up tell it to me. Write the equation of a parabola with a vertex meow and passes through this guy right here. You've got to be extremely careful to know which one's HK and which one's XY. The vertex is HK. Put those letters. The random point is XY, and we do not know A. So let's solve for A by substituting in. A I don't know. X is a negative 2 minus H, which is minus a minus 3 squared, plus K, which is plus 0, so plus 0, which we don't really need to put, but I'll put it just for your benefit. And now clean up. I need to do what's in here first. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1. 1 squared is 1, so you get yourself your 1A plus 0. So I'm not going to put that. And look at that. Solve for A. Bro, we're done. A equals negative 15. There was nothing to move over or divide or anything like that. We already got the A by itself. So Y equals negative 15 times the quantity of X plus 3 squared it. Then don't put plus 0. Like, we don't need that. I just kind of put it here just to show you, yep, we're putting a 0 in that spot. So, dude, there's one more of those. Why don't you figure out who H and K is, who X and Y is? They don't always put the vertex first. Make sure you read it. Why don't you pause the video and give this guy a try. Here she is subbed in. This is HK. This is XY. So sub it in. I hope that you look like this. Now let's clean it up. Negative 34 equals 9 squared, which is 81. There's an A next to him, minus 7. Then I need to add 7 to both sides. So if you need to grab your old calculator, negative 34 plus 7. Check that guy out. That's a negative 27. And then we'll divide by 81. Negative 27 over 81. You can change it to a fraction real easy. Negative 27 divided by 81. Bada boom. Math enter enter. That's a 1/3 right there. So negative 1/3 equals A. Don't stop there. Finish, finish, finish. Write the equation in vertex form for this parabola. Plus 4 quantity squared minus 7. Box him up. Make sure you can see that negative 2. So nice. All we got left is one little review problem. We're just going to do it again because it's called YOLO's Yo-Yos. Yes, sir. Profit. What do you think? $600 loss. That's the y-intercept. Finding the vertex for the maximum, so we'll do that. And negative 62 over negative 0.2. Just watch those decimals. Negative 62 divided by 0.2. Did you get 310? And then what is our y value once you get 310? 9. Give me just 4 numbers in a row. 9010. Is that what we're coming up with? Yes, no, maybe? Cool. All right. So her maximum, how many yo-yos should she sell? 310 yo-yos. And a maximum profit of $9,010. Not as much money as old lawnmower boy, because guess what? Yo-yos are cheap, and not very many people are buying them compared to lawnmowers. More people want to buy a lawnmower than they probably need a yo-yo. Let's find the break-even. Let's use the quadratic formula to do the break-even. Get her subbed in and check back with me. I got her all subbed in. Punch for my discriminating, I got 3604. I'm going to do that math for you guys. The negative 62 plus the square root of 604. That came out decimally. You guys get a decimal number also when you did that? It just means that the math wasn't so nice, but, you know, it's like, so she's got to sell, like, probably not 9 yo-yos, but 10 yo-yos to break even, you know. It's like you obviously aren't selling part of the yo-yo, but we'll say about 9.8. We'll do 2 decimals. I guess that's what we have been doing. So we'll do about 9.83. Or the other one, I'll let you guys punch it in. So when you get the nasty decimals, don't call this 10, don't call this like 610. You know, it's like, I know that's kind of tempting, but we don't want to do that. We'll keep them goofy decimally in that case. But that's what she'd need. She'd need to sell 10 or 611 would put her into the hole in that case again. So we'll start making our graph. We'll put our label on here, number of yo-yos. Come on, pen. Don't fail me. We're almost done. Number of yo-yos and profit. And then we'll start $600 in the hole. So 0, negative 600. I will go put about 9.383, comma 0. With an approximate sign. That's a 3. Didn't look like a 3, but it's a 3. Pen's really freaking out. Make that look like a 3. And I'll go put 610 way over here. 610.17, comma 0.
And then smack dabber in between those two, I'll go put my vertex of 310, 9,010. So that was good that this turned out decimally, just to show us, whoa, not everything's going to come out perfect. That means you couldn't have factored it if it comes out all decimally, and then freehand. And it can go below the old y-axis. The pen didn't make that worth a darn. Apologize to everyone watching, but please do a better job of sketching that. My pen just isn't working. So, hey, let me know if you have questions, and have a good one, guys.